The sprawling Palm Atlantis Hotel in Dubai for 4 days hosted delegates of the global customs body, the World Customs Organization, with the leaderships of different customs administrations, representatives of international trade-related organizations, and customs modernization consultants in attendance. This was at the 2013 WCO IT Conference and exhibition held in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, between the 13th and 16th of May 2013. The 12th in the series, the conference provided a platform for the more than 1,000 participants from 93 countries to discuss key issues and emerging trends in IT as they relate to the business of customs and customs partners in trade, transport logistics, and other government agencies with significant roles at the borders. The conference, with the theme Effective Solutions for Coordinated Border Management, also provided opportunity for customs administrations and service providers to exhibit their works in the area of ICT and other modernization initiatives, as well as to network and learn from each other lessons that could add value to their operations. The majestic presence of His Highness Lieutenant General Sheikh Saif bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Deputy Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates and Minister of Interior, to declare open the conference, left no one in doubt as to the importance attached to the conference and exhibition by the host country, Dubai, which within a short period of time transformed from a small trading settlement to one of the world's foremost architectural, trading and tourist centers, having the world's tallest building, one of the busiest ports, and a major international airport. His Highness said Dubai's hosting of the event demonstrates UAE's recognition of the critical role of customs in the economic and security well-being of any nation. Responding, WCO Secretary General Kunio Mikuria thanked the host country for the excellent facilities and hospitality, describing Dubai as top in the use of technology in facilitating trade, making it a nation of high commercial activities.
Well, this year, in 2013, this is the year for innovation for the WCO. And Dubai is the best place to hold this conference in the year of innovation, because innovation entails not only technology, but also the management and the partnership with other partners. And this is why this title of Coordinated Border Management has importance.
There were keynote speeches by chief executives of conglomerates, top officials of national governments and international organizations and associations addressing the conference objectives. The aim being to discover new approaches to customs IT, with particular emphasis on the impact of closer cooperation with all border regulatory agencies, to discuss the implications of IT on all parties involved in international trade, and to experience best practice examples of the latest IT solutions, and to develop a shared interest in trade facilitation, improving supply chain management, maximizing cooperation amongst border stakeholders, and improving border security.
The revised Kyoto Convention, developed by the WCO, allows documents and other information to be submitted to the authorities in electronic format, but it does not make reference to authentication. Fortunately, the World Customs Organization has developed a recommendation on digitalization of supporting documents.
This collaboration between customs and other agencies, between customs and the private sector, will result in a seamless cooperative system for the good of both customs and the stakeholders.
There were also roundtable sessions during the conference where panels of discussants made up of representatives of WCO member states presented their national experiences in developing and implementing single-window regime and the deployment of technology towards coordinated border management. The session on the human factor, can IT assist with the challenges involved in much closer coordination amongst border agencies, including customs, was moderated by Valentina Minter, Director, West Blue Consulting.
Dikko, Inde, Abdullahi, our next panelist for today's session. Dr. Abdullahi Dikko Inde, CFR, is the Comptroller General of Nigeria Customs Service and Vice Chair of WCO West and Central African Region. Dr. Abdullahi attended the University of Dimitrov Apostol Senov Svistov, Bulgaria, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in economics in 1983. He has a master's degree in finance with special emphasis on investment finance from the same university. Dr. Abdullahi is also a qualified chartered accountant. In 1988, Dr. Abdullahi enlisted in the Superintendent Cadre of the Nigeria Customs Service and rapidly rose to the rank of an Assistant Comptroller General within a few years in recognition of his hard work, and was appointed the Comptroller General of Nigeria Customs in 2009.
My presentation today is about the Nigerian experience, and the paper in a nutshell is about achieving optimal impact with custom ICT modernization. Realizing the key role of the human factor in ICT modernization efforts. The Nigerian Customs Service Management in 2009 identified certain challenges that could affect the effective adoption and utilization of ICT in its daily operations. To mitigate this, further emphasis was placed on purpose to ensure a holistic approach to our development efforts. The golden purpose are the people, the processes, the platform, the policy. Our focus on people include upgrading the welfare standard of officers, human resource development, that's capacity building and training, change management, administrative and organizational strategy, acknowledging the critical roles of both the user and operator community, which is vital in achieving success, coordination amongst and across all parties. Our process effort in both government and private sectors have included enhancing efficiency of government agencies and private stakeholders, reduction of processes and documents required for import and export, time and cost reduction, simplification and harmonization, and partnership. In view of the foregoing, ICT alone cannot guarantee coordination among border agencies. Other factors usually stimulate growth, interagency, and cross-stakeholder synergy.
I was most impressed with the Comptroller General, who I thought in his speech today he did something which is rarely done at these sorts of conferences. He didn't talk about the technology, he didn't talk about the widgets and the gadgets. He talked completely about the people and how actually motivating and leading the people and making sure that they have the right training and guidance is actually crucial to delivering these projects. And I thought he did a great job in delivering that message.
He's doing a very good job on customs. He's been able to bring the whole of customs together and other government agencies to see the need for the national single window and to key into it. And it's creating a platform for that to make it possible.
Indeed, Nigeria made an impressive presence at the 2013 WCO IT Conference and exhibition, as the Nigerian Customs Service brought its achievement in modernizing its processes using ICT and enhanced human capacity building to the global stage. The exhibition stand of the Nigeria Customs Service attracted the attention of most of the delegates and participants as young customs officers, smartly dressed, explained to the visitors the operations of the IT-driven Nigeria Trade Hub and Single Window.
What is the C and the P? And
so yeah, you have the C. The C is for to show you the controlling agencies. That HS code.
Wonderful.
So we have now in Nigeria we have these two agencies: National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control. Okay. Then we also have Nigerian Agricultural Quarantine Service. Because we are bringing it is for human consumption, so they have to check if it's fit for human consumption. Yeah.
People have been very, very happy concerning what we've developed so far in Nigeria. They're actually happy with the progress we've made as one of the countries from Africa. So a lot of people have seen the system, they have actually seen what we've built, and they're actually looking forward to seeing more and collaborating with Nigeria when we go to the regional level.
The Nigeria Customs stand stood out as the most patronized at the exhibition, with visitors sharing and expressing deep interest on the offerings of the service. They also commended the high level of Nigeria Customs IT development for trade facilitation.
I'm so impressed, and I'm very excited to see how Nigeria Customs has come up with an excellent trade hub which is going to facilitate all the traders in Nigeria, and it's a step towards having a very good trade facilitation system provided in the country. And we are proud as Technobrain to be part and associated with Nigeria Customs, and our system is a small component in your trade hub, but it's a very important one.
From your introduction, I could sense that you have some fair knowledge of African customs operations and all that. What do you think Nigeria Customs Service is doing differently now?
I think Nigeria was one of the countries which took a big step in terms of opening up a single window and a trade hub, which is going to speed up the import and export of commodities inside and outside of Nigeria. And that is one of the good example which Nigeria has set in Africa, and many countries in East and Central Africa are looking towards Nigeria as a ideal case study to look at and to visit Nigeria to understand how Nigeria Customs could achieve something like this.
Really, I'm generally impressed. I think the way that that the other side to it, which is the trade hub, is interesting because there's within Southern Africa there's a trade repository, which is like a web portal that we're working on in one of the countries in the south now to bring together all the trade information, and that's essentially what you've got here. But the fact that it ties into the single window system, so you can go straight down to a HS code and then begin a transaction, it's interesting to see the angle you take, because everybody has their own spin on these things.
I think it's very impressive. I can see that you have something that's very interactive and works very well at the border. So as I say, the interest I have is how you then link that information from the border control back into your domestic tax system, so you can identify and register new taxpayers as the goods enter the country and are distributed within the country. Then that's when the problems we find in a lot of the African areas arise, because it becomes a cash transaction, and it's very hard then to identify taxpayers and register them. And so we're looking at ways that you can link the information at the border and track the goods right into the domestic market, so you can identify and register your taxpayers. So I can see this as being very, a very good starting point for being able to have that total financial view of the taxpayers within country. So very good.
Thank you very much.
I think your booth is outlining a very impressive program. I thought your trade hub was a very interesting program, and it certainly makes customs reporting or government reporting much easier for the general public and the customs brokerage community as well. I think it's a great initiative.
We think the Nigerian Customs Service is on the right path in in respect of other organisations that I've seen, particularly in Africa, I think one of the big challenges that we have, and we're an African company, is facing the skill shortage and to actually execute some of these more forward-thinking solutions. You actually need the base skills in IT and in process and procedure and organisation. So I think focusing on the people is a really important part of achieving the visionary goal. It's no good having technology if you can't actually use that technology.
From the Nigerian point of view, when we look at what Customs has done about this conference, we'll see that when we look at our other counterparts, as in customs in other countries, and put them vis-a-vis, Nigeria is almost there. I'm really impressed with what Customs has done pertaining to national single window.
From the encomiums showered on the exhibition by Nigeria Customs Service, it was obvious that Nigeria was the star at the conference. Members of the Nigeria delegation, therefore, had cause to raise their heads and shoulders high and proclaim Nigeria the nation to be reckoned with in the Committee of Nations.
This conference has provided Nigeria the opportunity to shine. Today being the third day and the closing day of the conference, it has stood very clear that Nigeria has outshone every other country or participant at this conference because of what we have come to exhibit. It is the first time at conferences like this where the Nigeria Customs Service has taken a pavilion to showcase what it has done back in Nigeria, what programs it has put forward, what challenges it has faced, and how it has surmounted those challenges. That is what this conference has provided for Nigeria and the Nigeria Customs Service. It is marvelous just to go around and hear the comments of exhibitors and delegates to this conference. They have been impressed by what they have seen.
I will say it is our conference. It is our day. I think in the last 3 days you have seen how Nigerians has dribbled the international conference on ICT. We have taken over. It is now, we came as a participants, but at the end of the day, I think everybody is looking towards Nigeria. We have achieved so much without we knowing we have gone so far. Our officers, the trade portal we have for Nigeria has been, I think everybody wants to copy. The presentation of our Comptroller General, you can see the overwhelming acceptance it has. Everything about Nigeria here is at the highest of what people expect.
This is the first time we have a stand here. The Nigerian Customs Service has a stand. And from what we have seen and the presentation of our service, it seems we have gone a long way. We are far ahead of where we were before, and the feedback we received from people indicates that, sincerely speaking, we have gone places right now. And if it continues like this, I think we will get to the desired goal.
Nigeria Customs Service, looking at where we are in terms of modernization, the management feel wise to say, let us showcase what we have. And if you look at it, not every customs administration can showcase itself like we are doing here. Within the booth around, you have Madagascar Customs, you have Dubai itself, you have Korean Customs, you have Netherlands. I think I have seen Albanian Customs. But in Africa, only Senegal and Nigeria are represented here, or they have the courage to showcase themselves. Senegal, yes, they are one of the pioneers in single window, and Nigeria, with our modernization and our journey towards taking Africa's leadership in terms of customs administration, in terms of modernization, in terms of effort to facilitate trade, I think that is what made us to showcase ourselves. And we are happy doing that, because the feedback we receive from people visiting Nigeria booth here, seeing what we have on ground, they even say, why do you go into service providership contracts if you can do this? But the first and foremost is to have that courage and the wisdom to showcase a country like Nigeria. And what you see here, officers of the Nigeria Customs Service, we provided a catchy T-shirts for them to portray Nigeria, to portray Customs Service. We are selling the country, if you look at it, not just the Customs Administration. We are positively telling the world here that Nigeria is a destination.
We have now crossed ranks. Nigeria is a new bride of the World Customs Organization. You can see it is what we do, or what we bring, or what we present is what the others are queuing in. So I want to say that I'm proud once again to be a Nigerian, and I'm proud to be a custom officer, because for the last 4 years, I'm not beating my drums, but I can say that I have changed the Nigerian customs to a modern customs of 21st century.
Yeah, looking at your exhibition booth and the performance of the very young officers there, they actually stole the attention of the world.
I want to sincerely thank my Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Dr. Gule Ebele Jonathan, for giving me the opportunity and free hand to transform, reform and modernize the Nigerian Customs Service. Now, when we started recruitment of these young officers, people were saying that, how can we now recruit younger officers while the older ones are there? But the issue here is that they were rather saying that we should promote those ones that were from the lower rank to the higher rank. But the issue here is that, you see, one, I inherited a service which is low moral officers, was almost 30 years under precision inspection. So actually, within that particular period, and at the same time 20 years of non-recruitment, non-employment into the customs service. So my assumption when I came is that I'm looking at the people that I'm going to work with. One, none of them is below 45. And two, they have the traditional touch in them that customs is no longer being seen as a profession, rather as a place where people are going to get rich. So I rather recruit younger ones who will come in with a pre-mind and with the zeal and commitment to serve the their fatherland. That is exactly what I did. Today, those young officers are 3 years in the service, 2 years, 3 years in the service. But you see, today, we have groomed them. They build confidence. They stand before anybody, before any crowd, and they actually present what exactly they personally introduce and they innovate. So that is my pride. And these officers have, God willing, they have almost 32 years in service. So if they have started now with the creation and innovation of such software, in the future we don't know what they are going to do. That is my pride.
Now, with this global acceptance of the transformation going on in the service, what would be your call to those stakeholders back home who still doubt the capacity of the service to deliver?
I believe what we are going to do is that on their side, they should trust us. On our side, we should ensure integrity. One that is high level of compliance, one that is a collaboration and understanding. I believe both of us, we are going to develop our nation the same way others develop their nation.
The attention of the Nigeria Customs Service has been drawn to the activities of web scammers who operate fake websites such as www.nigeriacustoms.net, www.nigeriacustomservice.net, www.nigeriacustomservice.org, www.customsng.com, and www.nigeriacustomservice.net. These are in addition to various fake Facebook accounts in the name of the Comptroller General of Customs, Dikko Inde Abdullahi, CFR. These platforms are being used to defraud unsuspecting Nigerians through offer of job placements in the service, auction sales of vehicles and contracts. In some cases, fictitious names of supposedly recruited candidates waiting for training are published at such websites as bait. Unfortunately, many Nigerians have continued to fall prey to these fraudsters despite several disclaimers by customs. Some Nigerians positioning themselves as activists have even gone to town with a cry of nepotism against the management of the service after seeing one of the fake lists being published on these illegal websites. For the avoidance of doubt, the service has not conducted any recruitment exercise after the 2009 and 2011 exercises. Therefore, any purported list of recruited candidates being seen anywhere is fake and did not emanate from the service. Recruitment process into the service starts with advertisement of vacancies in print and electronic media, as well as the service website www.customs.gov.ng. This is followed by examination, interview, training of successful candidates, and deployment. The process recognizes only the federal character principle of geographical spread. The Nigeria Customs Service is an equal opportunity employer that recruits candidates irrespective of gender, religion, or tribe, as being alleged by one Indiami Barik in the Point Blank blog. It is on record that the Federal Character Commission commended the service for complying with the requirement of fairness and transparency prescribed by the federal government of Nigeria. The general public is strongly advised to be suspicious of any offer of customs-related job placement, auction sales, and contract awards, especially through the internet, and report such offers to the nearest customs formation.